Hey everybody, it's me Andrew. Get out into nature and tune in for yourself. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 Hertz, the universal frequency. Balance out psychologically and emotionally and further strengthen your brain and your heart coherence as well. Get a plant-based diet going for yourself today and nurture yourself right back into life. We are literally herbivores in nature. Further balance out your physical body's pH level and get with alkalinity. Then you can generate some static electricity. Send me some love telepathically. Set attention to your mind and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to great days. Now today I got yet another astrological read on the ingress that actually took place yesterday as well as today and further into July 8th. And I'm going to explain the celestials. I'm going to simplify all of the energies up, and I'm going to explain the aspects in between these celestials, and I'm further going to talk about how they are influencing us during this time to get you in synchronicity. So today's video is Venus opposing Saturn squaring Uranus. Now, let's get right into it with this, okay? So, it's a longer astrological event. It is actually like two events, one taking place on July 6th and the next taking place on July 8th, but during this 3-day period it is actually just taking place, so I decided to do it in one video to save us time. Anyway, the astrological event is actually focusing mostly on Venus, and Venus is the planet of relationship. It is the planet of love. It is the planet of values ruling Taurus, and it is the planet of beauty and asceticism as well. So when Venus comes to oppose Saturn, the planet of discipline, contractiveness, the laws of time, even karma and further maturity, it is naturally going to bring in a state of having our relationships more contracted in nature, and the astrological aspect of opposition is actually in between these two celestials. And opposition is actually when two planets are completely opposite from each other on the zodiac wheel. Okay, so they're completely opposite from each other, and this brings in a state of resistance and opposition to each other. So Venus is naturally going to be opposing the Saturn energies, and in my own understanding, or my own my individual understanding of this, it would seem as though this would have our relationships and our love life or our values and or our beauty and asceticism process more in a contractive and lonely and even a disciplining state. And further, it doesn't have to be people that you are in relationships with. It can be literally anything that you hold relationships with. Let's say that you are holding a strong relationship to food, or maybe even music, or anything like that, or even shopping or something like that. Saturn will naturally have these relationships come to a more contractive nature and or a state of disciplining oneself in order to come about maturity. So it doesn't have to be specifically with people to people relationships. You can have relationships with literally anything. You can hold value to literally anything. And Saturn is going to affect our Venus energy in that way, where we are more contractive in nature and getting a disciplinary state out of it further for our own maturity and growth. So during this time, you might want to contract yourself inwardly with your relationships, and you might just want to stray away from them or even be alone, and you might even be in more of a down state or a saddened state or a more less cheerful state. Okay, and I can definitely feel this right now. I don't really want to interact with anybody too strongly or too enthusiastically. I kind of just want to stay to myself and kind of just go about the day. And it is even really dark atmospherically as well, so that is the cosmological or the corresponding of these transits as well. So further, Venus is also squaring Uranus, and when the planets of beauty, asceticism, values, relationships, and love comes to square the planets Uranus, which is all about awakening, it is all about coming to a sudden change, it is all about liberation, and it is all about enlightenment, and it is also all about the sky and the heavens. So when Venus comes to square Uranus, which a square is when two celestials come to form a 90-degree angling between each other on the zodiacal wheel, there is naturally going to be tension and conflict with a subtle complementariness to these two celestials. So Venus squaring Uranus is naturally going to further bring us from that state of being alone and contracting ourselves within our values and relationships to come to more of a state of changing ourselves. Suddenly we might even get a very excited or sudden urge to maybe do something that changes our relationship statuses, or even do something that completely brings in a whole new sense of values. And even further, you might feel the sudden urge to go and change your looks, or go about changing your asceticism up for yourself. And that is actually where Uranus is actually having us. So during this time, we can actually see a suggesting, basically, this astrological event is actually going to suggest to us serious crossroads in our relationships. And this could take place not just with people, but it could take place with literally anything. And serious crossroads can come up in the way that you might start coming to check your relationships and your values, and you might start cleansing it up, cleansing your relationship statuses up and or your values, in the way that you might drop whatever is not truly being committed to or benefiting you, and you might pick up and maintain and sustain whatever it is that is truly granting you value and nourishment and love for yourself. And it's basically a cleansing period in my own individual understanding of this, relationship and value wise, of course. And further, there is going to be a lot of deepening commitment to what is granting you a stable love life and or a stable set of values, and even a very nurturing and comforting sense of asceticism for your personal growth and maturity. And that is coming from Saturn, and that personal growth and maturity coming from those discipline or more contractive states will actually bring you to a state of liberation, and further it can even lead you to sudden change as well, which is that Uranus energy. So further, this astrological transit is completely mirroring or basically it's the same as the Mars transits, because if you have not seen my video on the Mars transits, check them out in the top right corner. Mars is actually going through the exact same transits, which is opposing Saturn and squaring Uranus, and I did videos on them. Also, Venus is going through these now, so they are kind of just following the same path, and we are actually seeing a lot of that Martian energy, that highly fiery, passionate, dynamic energy coming into fluctuation within this astrological transit as well, to literally just complement and conflict some of these processes of novelty as well. So I do thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy the video today. Subscribe over here to the left of me and support the channel. Help me reach 50 subs. Drop a like on this video to the right of me and support the channel once again. Generate some static electricity from the ethereal body. It needs to be strengthened and realized for the collective rise in consciousness. I love you guys. Have a great day. Peace out and enjoy the astrology.